Yep. So there's 5 cups of that, and then it said sugar slash spend. So I literally said, and 3 things of sugar slash spend, because I didn't know which one.
All right, we're going to get started. So welcome and thank you for coming. Pardon my voice. My name is Danielle, I'm the club director, and I'll have everyone kind of introduce themselves and then say what team they're affiliated with. So I don't know if you want to start down here.
I'm Matt Lopez, I'm the supervising coach for the club.
Jason Wood with ATU.
Jessica Litz, 14 and under.
Courtney Bentley, 14 and under.
Gianna Rodino, 14 under.
Vivian Chan, I'll be helping out with the 13U.
I'm Kayla Hurd, and I'll be helping out with the 15s.
Emily Muller, I'll be helping out with the 15s.
Craig Stalker, I'm going to help out with the 17s.
Zara Hyman, 17.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you for coming. If you are new, we welcome questions. So Jaguars has been around for probably, let me see, like 14, 15 years now. We started with just a couple clubs and then we've grown. So it's been really great to see even the former players coaching and just how committed all these coaches are to helping the growth of the sport. Our website is, your login is through Sports Engine, so that's where the signups are, but we do have our website, jaguarsvolleyballclub.com. I'm still getting the hang of it. It's our first year with the program. I know if you're familiar with Sports Engine with other sports, hopefully we'll be able to get the calendar updated for you. You'll be able to look at the app and see and like select yes or no for different things. If you can go to the tournaments or practices and so forth. But for right now, all the information is in this About Us and Our Teams page. So we should have all of the players listed here for their teams. And then down here we have the practice schedule. There has just been a little bit of a change with the 15U because we are unable to use the Gilderland Elementary as of this moment. So we could talk with the 15U team at the end just quickly about that. I have all of the tournaments here. You can zoom in a little bit. So these are all our tentative tournaments with the age group listed over here, the tournament name, where the location is, how many days, and the tournament date. As you can see, there's only so few local tournaments that are able to be run right now. We're looking into seeing if there are possibly more in the area, but for right now we do have just a mix of local and travel. And so that is kind of the main page where you can find all that information. And then, so just a little bit about the travel tournaments. All of our travel tournaments have the stay and play policy, which basically means if you are further than 60 miles away, they have hotel offerings that you choose from. So that's what this sheet is back there. If you're just coming in, there's some sheets along the back for your specific age group. And they don't actually accept us into the tournaments until we pay for the tournament and book our rooms. So that is done for every team already. So we've already paid for these tournaments. And the hotel rooms, you can see are booked here. We have the blocks for you to go on and select your hotel rooms. Rosters are done by me, so I'll probably be getting a hold of some of you if there's any issues with just your membership, but I think everyone should be pretty much good to go. There's always a question of if it's a 3-day tournament, could we drive in that morning? Typically there's a requirement if it's a 3-day tournament, you have to stay 3 days in the hotel. I know it's kind of stinks, but that's just the requirement of the tournament. So if it's a 2-day tournament, you have to stay the night before, just because in the past they've had so many teams delay the tournament because they aren't getting there in time. Travel tournaments have a QR code, so about a week in advance, you will be sent information to purchase a spectator pass, and it will be sent to you via email, and you just scan it on your way into the tournament. So that's there's no wristbands anymore, it's a QR code. And then it's actually, I just looked up today, it's 50 days in advance. to get a refund for the tournament if we're unable to go. So at the end, if we break off into our specific teams, you can kind of let the coaches know if there's like, you already have like something going on that particular weekend. Just let them know ahead of time, and if enough girls are unable to attend, then we would have to drop out. And we just want to know that at least 50 days in advance, so that way we can get the refund back. Okay? So typically, the local tournaments are paid to the coach either at practice, maybe a week or two before. But typically in travel tournaments would be invoiced through Sports Engine, just because it's a little bit larger amount. And the booking and link number, it will be sent to you, but it's also on the sheet, so that's there for you. As you break up into your specific teams, the coaches will ask if there's any parents willing to be chaperones. Basically, you're asked to kind of create travel arrangements, speak with the other parents, make sure all the girls are getting there, kind of coordinate the times. Maybe if there's a team dinner that you want to plan, just kind of planning those meals, and like letting the coaches know, like, this is the plan, this is when we plan on getting there, and just kind of communicating with the coach for the tournaments. So here are just some travel rules. I had to kind of edit this a little bit from years past, but so typically they ask us to be there no later than 1 hour before we play. We would like, if they have purple or black and purple, any Jaguars apparel, to wear that at the tournament so that we can locate everyone. It is a very large, usually the travel tournaments are very large. The girls must travel in groups at all times, and we would like them to support our other clubs. So when 15U is playing and 16U is off, we would like, if possible, for them to watch. Again, depending upon the timing, we may be asked to leave the facility just because of the new rules. Let's see, and then USA Code of Conduct. Currently, I've just reached out to the director for the travel tournaments, and in all the locations, they do not have mask mandates. So that is not a requirement. It could change, and then they'll put that into place, but we go based upon the facility that we're playing in. So I know right now, like the Impact facility in Half Moon, the new one, if you're vaccinated, you do not have to wear your mask, but if you are not vaccinated, you do. And I talked with the person that coordinates there, and she said that most likely will change come January. Maybe everyone will have to wear them, so we just have to go with what the mandate is at that facility at that time. Just some tips for travel tournaments. Bring a backup phone charger, leave valuables in the hotel room. Medications need to be given to chaperones or coaches with the explanation of dosage and whatnot. And if there's any emergency expenses, Coach Lopez has offered to cover and then be reimbursed. The tournaments, if you'd like to look at a couple, some more information, it's JVC tournaments are the tournaments we attend. And so I'll be sending links to all of this, but you can click on like the Wicked Good Challenge is the first one we're in. So when you click on that, you'll be able to see the general tournament information when waves and schedules are posted. All of that information is on jvctournaments.com. And then the name of the tournament will correspond to the name on the website. So as you can see, they host many, many, many tournaments. And all of the information is on that JVC tournaments. Yes.
It seems like maybe the away tournaments are on these sheets,
Yes,
and the local tournaments probably aren't.
correct.
So the local tournaments are probably on the website.
Yes, the local tournaments are like, you'll just Half Moon here.
And another quick question.
Sure.
Your slides tonight are excellent.
Oh,
Do you think you're gonna upload them?
Yes. Yes. I will definitely do that. I was gonna add more, and then I didn't print them, and so I was like, I'll have to just upload. And then,
what's
fundraisers.
the website where everything is like, does it have a easy to remember?
Well, it's jaguarsvolleyballclub.com.
Awesome.
And then if you do, you go to About Us and Our Teams. So it's jaguarsvolleyballclub.com/our teams. And then it has all the teams. It has the practice schedule and then the tournament schedule as of just like all together. And then soon it'll be underneath teams, 13U. And then we're hoping to get, again, I'm still trying to navigate this, but the roster's there.
Awesome. Thank you, that's very helpful.
There will be some place where we will be able to see like the 13U, all the tournaments just for the 13U. The calendar is also here, so I put that. Hopefully everyone received like maybe a notification that for the meeting. Okay.
Do you guys feel like you're gonna update that? That's gonna be like a source of truth?
Yes. Yep. Yep. This is the website that will be updated. Let's see. So that's where the tournament info is. Other local tournaments usually are sent to us 2 weeks ahead of time. So schedules and information for local tournaments are 2 weeks ahead of time. The travel ones, they're like a year in advance. The dates are already booked. All the information's already up here. So that's the jvctournaments.com. Let's see. As far as the practices, I just want to make sure we know like our facilities. If you go to About Us and Our Facilities, so we practice here at the high school, right in the main gym. One team does practice at Guilderland Elementary. A couple teams practice at Guilderland YMCA, which is on Western Ave. And then we have a new location, the D'Agostino Gymnasium. That's at 411 Union Street. So that is, if you see DG, that's Dags. I just try to be a little discreet with putting where the kids are and where they're located. I just abbreviated it. So when you go to Our Teams and then the location, I just kind of try to do the abbreviations so you guys know where they are, but not specifically saying this is the address and this is this place. And then of course check with your coaches. You should have gotten an email from your coaches about any changes to the schedule or any timing issues with that. We do try to run a couple fundraisers. These are the ones we've done in the past. Unfortunately, some of them, like we put it out there, we did it, but we didn't get enough people to make it successful. So if anybody has any ideas about fundraisers, that would be great. Typically, we run tournaments to pay for our coaches' hotels, but it's been very difficult to do that because we haven't been able to run tournaments. So, obviously we want to thank them for all their work and to pay for their stay, and we don't want to have that extra cost handed to parents or the coaches. So we try to fundraise for those. So if anyone has any ideas, you can shoot me an email or let me know at the end of the meeting if you have any ideas for that. Is there anything else, Lopez, that you want to add? Unless we can just take a couple questions.
Any questions on any of this so far?
Yes.
I have a question. Are the girls staying together or are they staying with parents this year?
That's good question. So in the past, we had the girls stay together. We would book their hotel rooms for them, and they would stay, and we would have our coaches or a volunteer coaches chaperone. But because of COVID, we don't want to force anybody to stay if they're uncomfortable. That is going to be on you. If you feel comfortable with another family or another player from the team and you want to share a room, then you could totally do that. But that way you can choose whether to book your own room with your family or to share a room. So it is not required this year.
So that's what that code is for, so we can.
Yes, yep. And I will send you will get an email also. I will send you emails with this information. That is at THS Web. So Tournament Housing Service Web. And then you can book or manage, and then there's your parent passcode. So that's thsweb.com, and I'll add that to the slide. And then they do have, if you see down here, like the rooming list due by November 30th or December 10th. I can push those dates back a little bit, and I usually try to, but they usually want us to book and secure those rooms by those dates. So we're starting practices next week, so I did say, make sure to have them after that November 8th date at least. So those are the dates you want to secure rooms. And when you get the information, I believe it says like there's a 3-day ahead of time cancellation policy. So if you need to cancel, it's like 3 days ahead of time. If you decide, you're gonna book it, but then maybe you wanna share a room later on, you could do that to change. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? Yes.
I have a quick question. You said that you need to know 50 days before the tournament. So for the first tournament that's in December, we're already within that time, right?
We are.
Okay. So we need to kind of know pretty soon.
Yes.
I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just always kind of have to think like almost a month or more than 2 months before can we go? All right.
Right. Yeah. And the coaches should be kind of in contact with the girls about that, and you just verifying. And hopefully if there's like some big event, you might already know like that you can't. But after it goes past, then we're committed to it. So if someone can't go, then we would need to see, can we send this team? And then depending upon if a lot of the tournaments, all the teams go. So if it's a tournament, maybe only 17 and 18 you are going, maybe someone from the 16s could help out, but again, it would just depend on positions and if it would make sense, so.
Is there someone on a social media channel that I could encourage my daughter to follow who's like a volleyball? I don't really know anything about volleyball. Yeah, and so I don't really know how to counsel her.
Okay.
Do you guys seem to know about volleyball? Would I recommend, like, make me look smart?
Well, Jax has an Instagram and
We
stuff.
we have are you looking for like tutorials on like different things or?
Yeah, like tutorials.
Okay.
Something to engage, something where, my daughter who is using these channels.
Right.
where I
USA
can make it
Volleyball
feel like
should
she's
have.
discovering
USA Volleyball should have
stuff like that.
should have an Instagram and a Twitter and all of that. So that would be
That's good.
where
Thank you.
she should follow. I know I don't know, when we go to the travel tournaments, they will have, sometimes they would have some of the players there. And I know our girls have like taken pictures with them and they've tagged them on their social media. So
So they're good at that.
they usually will post stuff about the tournaments and, yep. But that's who we're affiliated with, so it's through USA Volleyball.
Thank you.
And then even the JVC, so they host all the tournaments, so you could follow them and then they'll have information about their upcoming tournaments and they'll post pictures from the tournament and
And to
things
your
like that.
knowledge, JVC is like Northeast Regional, or are they national? Do you know?
Well, it's DC,
Okay.
Georgia, New England,
Yeah.
and Florida. So that's kind of where they host their tournaments on the East Coast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yes.
For the apparel, do you put it in, like, is there a way to get some of the apparel?
Yes. So I have reached out to our friends at Wicked Smart who create a web store for us usually, and they're working on that, so I can send that information out to you. We'll probably have, I think I said we would like it before the first tournament in January. So December is a little tough for them to get it for the first December tournament, but by January. So we should have a web store in like a couple weeks, and then we can order and have it before January.
Is that where you also order the uniforms through, or do you?
So the uniforms will be through me. I do use Wicked Smart, but I have to tell them what the numbers are, what the names are, and all that stuff. So that'll be an invoice on Sports Engine for the uniforms. Coming soon. Yes.
So will the girls have an opportunity to try on different sizes at practice to get sized appropriately for
We did have a couple at tryouts, and what I'll do is before we actually order the uniforms, we can have them at some of the practices.
I'll be at everyone's first practice, so I'll bring jerseys with me, and they can try them on if they want.
Thank you.
And I'll give the coaches like a list of what they have already selected,
Sure.
and then if they want to change it, they'll tell the coach, and the coach will tell me. Also, some of the numbers were duplicates, so if you look on the website and you maybe your daughter didn't get the number that she would have hoped to get, if you look and there's like another number that's not listed here that she would rather have, I kind of either just went with the closest number. Like if someone picked 8, then I picked 7 or 9 or 18. So if it's not something that they would have liked, they can certainly still change that if it's not a number that's already taken from that team. And that's on jaguarsvolleyballclub.com/our teams.
Danielle, will we have the uniforms before the first, right before the tournament in December?
Yes. So the priority is the 16s, 17s, and 18s first. So at this very first practice, we will get the sizes, we will nail down the numbers, and they will be ordered.
We gave sizes, didn't we?
You did put down a size, but they're long sleeve and they're women's fit jerseys, so if they're in between sizes, and it is that wicking material. It's not too much spandex, but they might want to go up a size.
Right.
So they can always try it on if they want to change.
This year, we're also going to try to, we started last year, we're going to expand on it. We're going to try to stream all of the games to our YouTube channel. So if you can't make it, or if you have families that can't make it, we do stream them live. If we can't for some reason do it live, it'll be uploaded later that night. But all the coaches, so we'll probably would have asked some of the chaperones to be responsible for the recordings. But all the games will be recorded, and you'll be able to watch afterwards, which the girls love to do anyways. Any other questions before we break off?
Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you. And I just remembered, if I didn't say this before, just for budgeting purposes, typically tournaments are like about $35-ish a day. So that goes for local and travel, but it's gonna depend upon how many girls go. So usually we figure out how many girls are gonna be able to go, we divide it by that many. I know other clubs just ask for the total up front. So we kind of try to spread it out a little bit and ask for it before it's due, and make sure that those are the girls who are able to go, so we're not collecting any extra money if you already know you definitely can't go to a tournament. But like I said, for budgeting purposes, you can kind of count on about $35 for a 1-day tournament, and then double that for a 2-day, triple it for a 3-day. So that's kind of about how it goes.
I guess that's pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyone good?
I don't know, do the coaches want to